Hey everyone that is watching this. This is Kristina. I am bringing you your Zodiac reading, and this is for Sagittarius. If you're a Sagittarius, let me just read from my notes really quick. You were born between November 22nd and December 21st, and that makes you a Sagittarius. And this reading for Sagittarius won't apply for every Sagittarius person out there. But hopefully you should be able to gain some insight on your personality and who you are as a being, and maybe some career options. It's something you could take away from this reading. So here we go. I feel that Sagittarius, they enjoy philosophy. They like social services. They like the meaning of life. They like to travel and just explore new places, new cultures, new people. And they like to find out the why of things. The why, the cause behind something. They just like to go deep, a little more profound, I guess you can say. And like I said, this isn't for every Sagittarius out there. It may or may not even apply to you. You're typically curious. You want to know things, as I said before, about the philosophy. You just have an open mind. You're fair-minded. You're really into seeking the truth, seeking the meaning of life. Like, why are you here? What's your purpose? What are you meant to do? Why did that happen to me? Those are the questions, you kind of ask yourself sometimes. You tend to be brave. You take risk for the most part. Like running into a burning building, for example, like maybe being a firefighter or a police officer would be something you would enjoy doing. Even if you're just volunteering, to help. You may not be brave at all. My mom was a Sagittarius. I don't feel like any of this would resonate with her, but anyway. You're very honest, Sagittarius. You're dedicated. You're a dedicated worker, a human being. You're loyal. Like, when you set your mind to do something, you will finish the project or whatever you're doing, no matter what. Nothing will get in your way because you'd like to keep your word. You're very positive. You don't like negativity. You don't like to hear no. Like, you don't want to hear people say, oh, I can't do that. I can't do this. And you're like, oh, yes, you can. I know it. You're just really encouraging. You'd be a good teacher, perhaps, or a coach. Maybe life coaching or working as a school coach or a counselor, where you're very encouraging other people to pursue their dreams and their life passions. That could be something you might want to explore. You like to be outside, like my mom. That is true for my mom. She likes to be out in the garden and, play with the flowers and the dirt and all that. And that's really not my thing, but I guess all the Sagittarius out there have beautiful gardens. You like to be outside in the sun, Mother Nature, just, playing, fixing up the landscaping and whatnot. You enjoy doing that kind of stuff. So, anyway, I am going to pull the cards for you. And like I said, some of this may not resonate with you. Some will, some won't. Just keep it in mind and take what you can from what the cards are telling you. I pulled nutrition. It says you conduct healing work with your culinary skills. I don't know if you can see that card or not. Nutrition. She's making this fabulous meal. I don't know how you feel about cooking. My mom, she's Sagittarius. She likes to bake. She's the baker. Doesn't like to cook, but she bakes. So maybe it's a passion for you. Maybe you just like to tool around in the kitchen and make cakes and pies and for people to enjoy, or maybe you do like to cook a really nice meal, it's worthy of Martha Stewart. Maybe that's you. Maybe you could explore a career in culinary, like go to culinary school, or even if you're just working as a hostess in a restaurant around food. I mean, everyone has a relationship with food, positive or negative. So it's just how you feel about food and cooking and being around food. Like me, I just wouldn't be a good match for a culinary field. So yeah, cooking is not really my thing. So I mean, it's really your decision on what you want to do. If you just want to work in a restaurant, if you want to be a chef, if you want to be, a little baker and have a little bake shop, or, sell pies and cakes at the little flea market on Saturdays. It's just whatever you want to do, whatever you feel called to do, just whatever floats your boat, I guess. And I got builder, and this kind of goes hand in hand with being outside, playing around in the garden, he's building. Your innate ability to build and create brings you a deep sense of accomplishment. So, maybe you would enjoy construction. Maybe you would enjoy building houses. Maybe you would just enjoy just playing around, fixing up the house, or fixing up, the yard, or just, whatever needs to be done. You'd be happy as long as you're outside. Or in the summers, maybe you just want to be a lifeguard. Not build anything, just enjoy the sun because you're outside. That would be me. I'd want to just be the lifeguard that just sits in the sun all day, as long as I don't have to build anything. But, back to building, if you're a male, there's a great need for construction workers, and, and building homes and working on people's roofs. That work has to be done by somebody. So maybe you're the person, that can do that kind of work. I have not seen too many females being construction workers, but I'm not saying that, females can't be construction workers. It's just not as common to see a female building a house, But, I'm not singling out men for this kind of work. Hey, if you're a girl and you can swing a hammer, go for it. Whatever, whatever makes you feel good. And I got animals, and this kind of goes with being loving and kind and caring. Because, if you like animals, you tend to be really soft inside. I don't see too many mean people loving on animals, just especially nice people that just, want to hug animals. But, I could be wrong, but it says you understand animals and communicate with them, trust your inner guidance as animals are part of your life's work. So, maybe you want to work outside, walking the dogs in a shelter. Maybe you want to be a professional pet walker. In the city, that's a big thing, walking people's dogs. You see people walking like 20 dogs at the same time, which I couldn't do, I couldn't do it. I'd be like quitting and be like, you look, dogs, you gotta walk yourselves. This is too much work. But maybe you want to just work in a zoo, work in a shelter, just being around animals, or just volunteering and cuddling with the kittens. That's a feel-good thing too, both for the little cat and for the person who is doing the cuddling. Everybody benefits from it. So it's just something for you to explore. If you feel like you're good with, four-legged creatures, maybe you should explore your passions and this kind of work. And I got body work, and it's kind of creative. I mean, it's a creative field if you can be a tattoo artist. It says your life purpose involves body work such as massage therapy, energy healing, physical therapy, or exercise training. You gotta be kind of encouraging if you're going to be into therapy, like counseling, even physical therapy. You have to be encouraging, And I went to physical therapy like 3 different times for sprains, and all my therapists were encouraging, And you don't want to tell the patients that they're never going to heal, never going to be able to walk again, because that would just be very encouraging, and it would not make the patient feel very good if they thought that their sprain was just forever. So if you want to go into any kind of therapy work, you got to be positive, which the SAG person, you tend to be overly positive sometimes, You just want to see the light in everything that you do, So, this is a good field for you to explore, helping people, working on people's bodies, being a therapist, a counselor, where you're uplifting people, making them feel better. Tattoo artist, that's creative, makes people feel better, if you can make it a beautiful tattoo and not, mess it up, I mean, if you're good with artwork, that could be something, you could do, or energy healing, because, you could be very spiritual inside, so, like, some kind of energy healing, would be a good thing you might want to explore. And I got strength, and I just feel like this is for every sign, not just for the SAG people, because we all have ups and downs, and we got to find the ups when we're in the down period. This says everything you've experienced in your life has made you strong and courageous. I know that you tend to be overly positive, but you're also kind of letting yourself down when that positive thing turns into something that's negative, when that job prospect didn't work out, when that person left you, when you lost that job promotion. I mean, things happen, when you didn't get that new car, when that house deal fell through. I mean, life happens, things happen. You can't always be, Miss Susie Sunshine or, whatever, Mary Poppins, you just can't be just all fluff and, and lovey-dovey, and, it's just not realistic. You gotta expect to, have some crap. And when you feel that crap, if you're a really positive person by nature, it's going to hurt more, because you just were really hoping and wanting and dreaming. You tend to be dreamers, and you just had your eyes set on that prize, and for whatever reason, suppose it didn't happen, and you didn't get that prize, and so you're like devastated, right? I mean, you're devastated. So this card just says find your strength when you're devastated, and go on to help someone else who's feeling devastated. Go on to help someone else. So just pick yourself up and not be devastated, because someone's going to need you. So you got to be there for them. I got Justice card. And it's just being fair. It's just being fair-minded, and just, you just want equal for people, but I think that's just a good world to live in if everyone had equal opportunities and equal chances and equal karma. But unfortunately, life just isn't working like that. It's not fair. It's just not. But this card says your career brings fairness and protection to others who need your help. So maybe you want to go into social services, be the champion, be the leader, be the advisor, be the counselor, the light for the people who are in the dark. Maybe you want to be that person. Maybe you want to go into police work, or maybe you want to be paralegal. I mean, just whatever you feel drawn to do, whether you do it for money, if you just do it for hobbies, just to volunteer. I mean, just whatever, because you could really make a difference for just one person. You could just make a difference for someone who's really in the dark, and then you showed them the light. So, and I got artists, which goes hand in hand with being that tattoo artist and body work. What it says, engaging in artistic activities is beneficial to your career and every other area of your life. And I feel artwork is something that everyone should explore. I was never really into art until I got some health issues going on. Heart issues that led into a deep depression and despair, because when you have a serious issue in your life, you aren't happy, right? So that's where I wasn't happy, but I went to the Michael's Crafts store and I just got some pencils and some coloring books. It became like an addiction. Like I went on Amazon and just bought like all the coloring books that I could afford. Now I have like 15-20 coloring books that is just sitting around, and I don't color as much. I don't feel the need to color as much. Maybe a couple pages every other day or so, but it's just a really good outlet. So maybe it's something you want to do. Just go to the craft store and just get some coloring supplies, or even if you just sew something like needlework, some kind of outlet, because everyone needs an outlet to project their feelings, when they're feeling sick, when they're feeling ill, when they're feeling just lonely, depressed, or even when it's winter time and you're snowed in, you have nothing to do but watch the boob tube. Do something creative and more productive than just watching the boob tube. Do something, make something, color the world, color your walls, just whatever, just make something pretty and nice, That's what this card says. Just be a little more productive, and just get to work. And this goes with learning, or just enjoying your free time in a library, books. It says, you connect to your life purpose through your involvement with books. I don't know how creative you are with words, and if you really want to pursue a career with writing, like poetry or journalism, or maybe you just like to go to the library and just read. Maybe you just want to just read, just to read. You just want to know the meaning of life, so you just get some nonfiction books from the library. I don't know what kind of books are out there, nonfiction, but just learn some stuff, like different cultures, and then you can have deeper conversations with people about what you've learned. It's just, life is just a learning game. And, if you're not learning, I don't feel like you're really living, I mean, you don't live life in front of the TV. It's just not a really good way to live. So, I grew up reading books, Nancy Drew and the Hardy Boys. I mean, I wish I could go back to being a kid just so I could read those books again. So, maybe you should just explore just learning and reading just for fun, Instead of playing on Facebook or whatever, do something a little more meaningful and reading and learning. And I'm just saying, it's your choice. So, but this is the children card. This says, your life purpose involves helping, teaching, and healing children. So, maybe you're meant to have children, maybe you're not. Maybe you're meant to be a nanny, maybe you're not. Maybe you're meant to work in a preschool, maybe you're not. I mean, only you know how you feel about kids and taking care of them and loving them and, being with them and changing diapers and, you know, and me, I am not, you know, the mommy type. You know, I like to take care of kids and I like to send them on their way, you know, just like buy them gifts, spoil them, and then just send them on their way. That's what I do, you know. I don't like to physically like take care of them on a regular day-to-day basis, but you know, maybe you do and maybe you don't. Maybe, you know, you enjoy being in the preschool and being a teacher, and or you know, just reading to kids in a library. I mean, you know, this, you know, you got options, and the cards just say for you to explore your options. You know, go within your soul and see what you can find inside. And if you ever need help and guidance, you can always just ask your higher soul, your God, whatever you believe in. You know, you can always ask. And in the meantime, I'm here to do any readings or healings that you may need. So just reach out to me, and I'll try my best to help you as long as I'm able to. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.